Hi boys and girls, Brucey here again with another guitar creative lesson, and today I'm going to talk about transcribing, but not transcribing in the usual sense of notation and notes and all those things of finding how to play things on the guitar. Today I'm going to think about something quite dramatic, and I've never really heard anyone else talk about this in any great detail, but it's actually transcribing the sounds you hear. So not traditional transcribing, but listening to the sounds. You know, what is the sound of, let's say, Van Halen? How do you achieve that? And where the kind of creative inspiration comes from is you may not have that gear. And obviously these days you've got 1,000 amp models and all kinds of things, and you've got the internet as a resource to find out what guitar he used and what amps he used, or how does Steve Vai sound, or how does Jimmy Page sound, how do any of these guys sound. What I want to encourage you to do, and it probably will take a fair amount of work, it's not an easy thing to do, is to try and figure out how to make those sounds, given you might just have a Strat and you want to make it sound like a Les Paul, or you've only got one overdrive pedal and one amp. How can you kind of coax a whole range of different sounds out of that? And a lot of it will be to do with messing around with these little guys here, the tone controls, trying to EQ different sounds in, trying to maybe play differently. Like I say, this is guitar creativity. You can take this on board if you want. You might think I'm completely mad, but I think it's a really good exercise in listening. If you've maybe got a few pedals, maybe it's a way of trying to gain stage those pedals together to try and mimic the sounds that you're hearing. And why limit yourself to guitar players? Why can't you maybe consider trying to mimic the sound of a flute or a saxophone? Yeah, you're not going to get spot on, but or even maybe not even close, but it's a really interesting listening and trying to delve into the sounds. We spend so much time delving into the music and looking for every nuance in the music and how to play things and mimicking slides. Why not try and mimic the sounds of people you like, styles you like? Can you play jazz on your rock guitar by turning the tone down? If you're just a rocker, how does that sound? Do you even use that knob at all? Some people don't. They just everything on full, leave it on full, and that's how they spend their guitar. Some guys remove some of the tone knobs because they don't use them, but I think you'll find that they're a powerful way in being creative and coming up with new ideas. And part of this lesson is coming up with new ideas, because on the way to maybe trying to sound like Van Halen and messing around with your amp and pedals, you might discover a sound you like, you might discover a riff you like just by having a different sound that you've never had before. The other thing you can do is, if you want to really get into this, is use something. If you've got something like Logic here in the background, or any kind of DAW software, is to maybe use the EQ analyzer. All of them come with an EQ. I'll just fire one up here. And in the EQ, when you play something back, it says, no, I don't get anything there because nothing's playing. Oops, I closed it down. When you do see, let me put one on the master track here. I should get something coming out, he says, hopefully. If you can see that, which I'm not sure you can. I've got the analyzer here. I'll try and do a screen grab of that. You can actually see the frequency content, the harmonics of what's occurring. So maybe you could take your favorite guitar track, put it into there, analyze it, and then try and match that with your guitar. Play your guitar through the analyzer and see what adjusting it, how it affects the tone, how it affects the harmonics that are being created. Try that with your various different pedals. You might get a lot of life out of different pedals just by trying to match the tone to someone else, gain staging two of them together, things like that. So yes, transcribe the sound, not just the notes. Have a go. Try and pick someone you like. Try and just mess around with the. You're not going to get close. Sorry, that's a really bad thing to say. You might get really close. like with your playing, you know, you could spend ages and ages and ages in analysing how to play a tapping lick by Vi, and you might get really close, but you're never really going to exactly sound like him. Just like, you know, with finding the tone, you're never really going to exactly sound like him, but you'll get close and you might find something interesting in the way. I hope you found that useful.